Yo, what's going down, commanders? Hope everyone's doing fine this morning. There's a few updates Kixeye's done to the settings on this PvP, basically. And if you look at the gameplay, they've got a few here that I didn't see originally when I made my first original post about the improvements to PvP. But there's one here that's actually took me by surprise, as you say. It says automatically scatter squads when deployed in battle. So if I check that on, I'm guessing that taps the X key for you when you're in battle. The only problem with this is sometimes you don't want to hit the X key. And I'm going to do a couple of tests just to see what happens and see how viable it is. It's viable, let me apply that. It's very viable if I use, for instance, let me just repair them. If I use I want them to be spread. I want them to X. So they should automatically X and spread out upon deploy. So let's go into here and let's deploy them and see what happens. Yes, they do. So they automatically push the X key after they deployed. So if you're only... The problem is with this is there's a lot of variables, whether you want them to X key, whether you don't. Normally ground toons you want them to X. Air toons you probably don't want them to spread. And that's why I'm going to do a secondary test and I'm going to dump all my unis in. I don't think you can X key the unis, so I'm just going to hit a second base here. And I'm going to dump all my unis in and I just want to see if they X key out. Because if they do, it kind of breaks the point, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to dump them in. And they should just fly in if they're not hit the X key. If I've not hit this where it won't break. Look, they're not even entered the... I've got Ruby on. Oh, I haven't deployed them, that's why. It'll help if I deploy them. So right, air doesn't X, ground X keys. So that makes more sense. Let's have a look at some of the other options. So if I'm like I am now, I'm just all I'm trying to do is get me 10k for the warpaths. I'm hitting pretty much 0-0 bases. Just to try to get, because I've had a couple of days where I haven't been able to play. So let's go to this guy here. I'm actually not going to go quite to him. I'm just going to bring my squad up. And then I'm going to go look at these. So the other ones. Show personal message in the chat when a platoon is engaged in battle. I don't think I need that because we've got the pop-up up the top. Automatically deploy toon selected for platoon engagement battles. Automatically move to hex when defeating a platoon. That's given. That's probably what I do want to do, especially if you're hitting a player that's surrounded by 50 toons. You want to keep moving forwards. So that one I definitely want on. Warn if an attack reduces damage protection. I don't need that. I know whether I'm going to get pop or not. I don't need that message. And this one I probably don't want on. Automatically deploy toon. Let me put it on. I'm pretty sure I know what this is going to do. I don't think the control button works anymore though, guys. I don't think I can pull and it won't automatically start attacking. No. Was it? Oh, I can't remember. So it looks like Kixeye have changed what we actually do. Yes, so the control button is no longer viable. It doesn't do anything anymore. So you've got to go manually into attack. You can do it quicker. You can, if you hold Alt, click your toon, click the attack, you should be able to get in. But I've even seen this breaking from time to time. So it didn't automatically deploy the toon. So I manually deployed the toon, but it did X key it, which is what I want it to do. So one thing, they've put something new into the PvP or the PvP battles, whether that be platoon battles or base attacking. But what they haven't done is what the control button is no longer a thing. So the control attacking, let's find something else to hit. Yeah, let's go there. If I hit control, bring the toon in, it doesn't automatically attack anymore. So Kixeye have made changes, and I never see a post about the changes that they made. I think that was meant to be Wrong Thinker's dev diary 2-3 weeks ago that he was meant to put out that still isn't out. Yeah, look, it doesn't automatically attack anymore, and I'm holding the control down to deploy, so I'm having to manually attack. So they have made changes. I like the spread. When you deploy and it automatically spreads out. I like that. I'm not too sure about removing the control button. I never used it so much, but it was new. So it was one of them things where getting used to it actually mattered. It needed a longer period of time to whether the players were going to get used to it or not. Because I was nowhere near used to it. I kept forgetting all the time. So it would have took at least 2 months to get it into my head, drum it into my brain that that's what we need to do when we're attacking now. But maybe it's me that's doing it wrong. I don't know. I assumed it was just... Let's see if there's any more I need to tick. Just damage, show personal damage in the chat. Personal message. When a battle ends. I'm not too sure. Let's click that one on and apply. Let's see if that changes anything. So I'm going to reply. I'm going to hit control. And let me find something that gives me a bit of honour. I don't want to hit nothings. Yeah, that'll do there. Let's see if this one automatically attacks this time. I can't work it out. I like the X key or the spread. It does. It does do it automatically. So it should have deployed them and it's X keyed them. So why isn't that working when I just do it? So the control button's still working, but it's not working how I remember it being working. So if I hit control and then deploy, oh, that's strange. It's showing it's not in attack, but it is in attack. This is an old bug that's happening there. Right, okay, so I'm not going to move that one because it's kind of calling the game, but that's something Kixeye I need to look into. This is a really old bug, if I remember right. It's now finished the attack, but it shouldn't be doing that. So control hitting the enemy base and going to it doesn't automatically attack it. I have to hit control on the unit. I don't want to hit anyone that's friendly. There. So control on the unit and then let the unit run in, and that should automatically attack. So that's that one. That's that top one, I think. Let me unclick that for a second and see if it is that. I don't really want the communications in the chat. So if I hit control and then click that, it should automatically attack. Let's join and see if it deployed and spread. Oh, I'm locked up. So it's DC'd me. So it's a work in progress, guys. It's everything that they've given us works, but as you can see, I just got completely DC'd from that when I went into the second attack. I think it's thrown the game out of sync, doing it to two different bases. So maybe I'm pushing my luck there. But I like the X key one. But they have changed things a little bit on us. So let's go back to the world map. You have to use control, select your platoon, and then hit the base or target the base that you want to hit. So I've got to go control, tap that unit, and then go there, and that should automatically attack, automatically spread the units. This platoon has moved since you started scouting. Well, that ain't right, is it? Let's go move it out of the way. So I'm going to go, because it's not a platoon I'm hitting. There. So it does work, but it's again, it looks a bit broken, a bit waffy. And then I can go into this base and have a look, see what's... Jesus, it's loading hard. Right, okay, so it did spread and it is killing the base automatically on. it needs playing about with. I think Kixeye need to iron some of the problems out, but I think having this one selected, automatically scatter squads when deployed in battle. Check that one, guys. Check that box. Make sure it's green. And obviously, it's hard. If you don't want them to spread manually, don't check it. But it's interesting. It's an interesting thing they've put into the game, and I'm quite happy to have that checked. I'm not going to drag it on for no longer, guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I've helped you a little bit. Take care, all. Bye bye.